Okay, so let's begin today's lesson with introduction. Katakana script is used to write words that have foreign origin. That is to write the non-Japanese words or the words that have been imported in Japanese language from foreign languages. Katakana has the same sounds as hiragana. The difference between the two is in the script or the alphabets. That is the way they are written. So this means in the Japanese sound system, the sounds are common whether we write it in hiragana or in katakana. However, in the modern system, few new sounds have been introduced in katakana so that the foreign language words can be pronounced or written more accurately. Only knowing katakana alphabets is not enough to be able to write foreign words correctly in Japanese. So this means there are certain rules that need to be kept in mind or to be followed while converting foreign words to Japanese using this katakana script. And this lesson is all about it. So rule number one, the generic rule. Spelling conversion from foreign word to Japanese or katakana word is primarily based on pronunciation and not on the actual foreign spelling of the word. Thus, it depends on the person how he pronounces the foreign language word. As for example, people in some countries pronounce all the G sounds in the words as G sound, while in other countries, people pronounce it as G and J as applicable in context of a particular word. Thus, the accuracy of the katakana word will depend on the ability of the person to accurately pronounce the foreign word. Or in other words, we can also say that there is nothing right or wrong in katakana. It all depends upon how we pronounce a particular word. And katakana word will be based on the pronunciation and not on the spelling of the word. The next rule that needs to be kept in mind is about the limitations that we have in Japanese. In Japanese, except for the character N or N, every character has a vowel attached to a consonant. This means we cannot write a Japanese sound without adding a vowel sound to the consonant. That means consonants are not independent in Japanese. So look at these three words, Japan, London, and Spain. So here we see that the N letter, it is not associated with a vowel sound. As we can see here, this is Japan. So N is independent here. Similarly in Rondon, and this is Spain. So there is no vowel sound attached to these N sounds. Otherwise, in all other sounds, there is a vowel attached to the consonant in Japanese. Where there should be two consecutive consonants in foreign word, there is a vowel in between them in the Japanese form of the word. So this is what I was talking about, that we cannot write a consonant independently in Japanese without inserting a vowel. So Japanese has only 5 vowel sounds and a very limited set of consonants. This makes it difficult to convert foreign words to Japanese without impacting the pronunciation. So the rule is that the closest sounds are chosen while converting a foreign word into Japanese. Rule number 3 is the extended vowel sound. What is that? Let's see. In hiragana, an extended vowel sound is expressed by writing the additional vowel sound. All the 5 vowel sounds may be additionally written. So what does this mean? Let's see. Let's look at some examples. Now there is a word obasan where we can see that this a sound is an extended sound of this ba, obasan. Similarly, Tokyo, Ryu, e, ie. So in each of these words, we have some additional vowels which have been used to express an extended sound. So this is hiragana. Now in katakana, for writing foreign words of similar extended vowel sounds, what rule is applicable? Let's see. In katakana, an extended vowel sound is expressed by writing a symbol which looks somewhat like the dash. It's longer than the dash in English, and it is called choon. It is used to extend the vowel sound that comes before it. So in hiragana, we can write each of the 5 vowel sounds as the extended sound, but in katakana, we have this only one symbol which is used for extending any of the vowel sounds. So these are few examples: beer, coffee, Beethoven, and Argentina. So you can see that wherever the extended vowel is needed, this dash sign has been used. So don't worry about how these words have been written in katakana, because these are also guided by some rules which we shall be discussing later in this lesson. So for the time being, just keep this in mind that to write an extended vowel sound in katakana, we use this symbol dash, unlike hiragana where each of the 5 vowel alphabets are written. Moving to the next one, which is some new sounds in katakana, which is fa, fi, fe, and fo. Now, Japanese has serious limitation in the number of vowels and consonants, which we have already seen. To make foreign words sound more like their originals in Japanese, new character combinations have been introduced, which were earlier not present in the traditional Japanese alphabet system. For example, the Japanese katakana had this single line, ha, hi, fu, he, ho. This means there was not a separate line for ha and a separate line for fa sounds, but both were combined into a single line, ha, hi, fu, he, ho. So this means that there was no hu sound and no fa, fi, fe, fo sounds. So it was really very difficult to spell foreign words as these sounds were abundant in most of the foreign languages. So what we did in Japanese, in the modern katakana system, they have introduced these 4 new sounds, fa, fi, fe, and fo. So how these sounds will be formed, let us look at the rules. So here you can see fa is formed by the blending of fu and a sounds. So as the rule applies for blending sounds in Japanese, we write the main sound in full size and the supporting vowel sound as the half size. So this is fu, this is a. So this becomes fa. Fu plus a becomes fa. Similarly, fi is formed by joining fu and e. So this is fu, this is e. This becomes fi. Then we have fe sound, which is formed by fu and a. And finally, we have fo sound, which is formed by fu and o. Still, many people write coffee as kohi instead of kofi. So this is the traditional way of writing coffee in Japanese, and this is the modern way of writing coffee in Japanese. Next rule, rule number 5, is again few new sounds, ti, tu, we, we, wo. Since there is chi and tu, sorry, chi and tsu instead of ti and tu in traditional system, ti and tu have been introduced in modern katakana using the same blending sounds. So ti plus e becomes ti and to plus u becomes tu. So mind these two lines. So it's not the same. It's te plus e becomes t and to plus u becomes tu. Unlike the previous slide where we have seen that for each of these fi, fu, fe, fo, we have the fa sound blending with the 4 vowel sounds. Fa, fi, fe, fo. For each of these, we use fu sound combining with the other 4 vowel sounds to form fa, fi, fe, fo. But here T is formed by te and tu is formed by to. T plus e is t. Sorry, te plus e is t and to plus u is tu. The use of both forms chi, tsu and ti, tu are correct. Likewise, original katakana has only wa. There are no vi, vu, ve, wo sounds. Modern system has introduced new characters for vi, ve, and wo. So let us see how these vi, ve, and wo sounds are formed. Vi is formed by u and e. Ve is produced by U and A, and Wo is produced by U and O. So this is very important to note that we are not using Va sound, which is existent in traditional system, to make any of these blended sounds. Instead, we are using U sound as the main sound, and we are blending it with E, A, and O sounds. So these are written in half the size. So V is basically is we. Ve is basically we, and Wo is basically O. Next is rule number 6, which is again 3 new sounds, she, che, and j. Originally, Japanese katakana had sa, shi, su, se, so, and the three blends as sha, shu, sho. Then we have ta, chi, tsu, te, to, and the three blends cha, chu, cho. And then we have za, ji, zu, ze, zo, and the three blends ja, ju, jo. So this means there are no she, che, and j sounds. Now, foreign words have she, che, and j sounds in abundance. Hence, there was a need to accommodate these sounds in Japanese sound system. And so these three sounds have been included in modern katakana. And she is formed by blending she with a. J is formed by blending G and A, and J is formed by blending G with A. And the same rule is followed for writing it. This is she A, this is G A, and this is G A. So this is she, J, and J. So we shall be applying all these newly formed sounds in the words which we will form in katakana, and this we will be doing in lesson number 15. So before that, the lesson 13 and 14 will take you through all these rules that we need to keep in mind for forming words in katakana. The next rule is R sound after a vowel. So this is very, very important. R sound after a vowel. For foreign words containing an R sound after a vowel, the katakana word doesn't contain a ru for it. So as we know that there needs to be a vowel after each consonant in Japanese. But in case the foreign word contains an R sound after a vowel, then the corresponding katakana word will not have a ru instead of in place of that ra sound, but simply it will be an extended vowel sound in continuation of the previous consonant sound. So let's see how this works. For example, the word mark. So one may think that it will be written as maruku in Japanese, maruku, but that is not correct. It will be written as maku, maku. So as we see here, this is A is vowel, and after that we have R. So in such a case, the R sound will get extended and there will not be any alphabet for ra in the Japanese word. So mark becomes maku. Berger becomes Bajar. Birmingham becomes Birmingham. Fork becomes Foku. See here, F-O-R-K. So this is a vowel and it is followed by R. So here we have O followed by an extended sound for O. So fork becomes Foku. Turkey becomes Taki. Member becomes Memba. So this is another good example where at the end we have ER. So E is followed by this R sound. So R will not be written. It is member. So this is a very, very important rule. And you will find this kind of application in most of the words, especially in the English words. The next rule is replacement of V by B sound. In Japanese, since there is no sound for V and also for bh sound, the nearest sound is assumed to be those of B sound. Hence, va, vi, vu, ve, vo, or bha, bhi, bhu, bhe, bho are replaced by ba, bi, bu, be, bo sounds in Japanese. So, for example, if the name in like the foreign word is Vietnam, then in Japanese it will become Vietnam. Video, it will become video. Volvo, it will become Borubo, and ovule will become oburu, oburu, video. So simply you have to replace the V sounds with B sounds. So this was rule number 8. Then we have the ninth rule, when no vowel after D and T. So when there is no vowel after D or T, then we need to replace those sounds with do and to in Japanese respectively. For example, we have the English word dress. So in Japanese, it will be written as doresu. See, the D is followed, is not followed by a vowel sound. There are two consonants D and R. So in place of D, it will be do. So dress will become doresu. So and it will be pronounced as doresu. Drama, dorama. So it becomes dorama. Respond, resupondo. This is resupondo. So it becomes resupondo. Hard, hado. Amendment, amendamento. Amendamento. So amendamento. Candle, canderu. Canderu. Card, cardo. So you can see that in each of these words, when D and T are not followed by vowels in English, in Japanese words, they will be written as do or to. So a few more examples. Test will be written as tesuto, testo. Contact, kontakuto, contacto. Fact, fakuto. See here, the word fact will be written as fakuto, fakuto, facto. Poultry, poruteri, poruteri, poruteri. Trial, toriairo, toriairo. Trinidad, torinidadu, torinidado. So this is a very good example where we have both T and D not followed by any vowels. So here T is not followed by a vowel and the last D is not followed by a vowel. So Trinidad will be Torinidado, Torinidado. Or if we like when we pronounce it, it will be Torinidado. So this was rule number 9 and this was equally important. Then we have the next rule, rule number 10. When there is no vowel sound after J, in that case, what we have to do in Japanese word? When there is no vowel sound after J, they are replaced with G. So earlier we have seen in the last slide that if it is D and T, it will be do and to. But if it is J or if it is J sound not followed by a vowel, then it will be replaced with G. Examples, orange, it will be orangi, orangi, strange, sutorenji, sutorenji. So sutorenji, lounge, rounji, judgment, judgimento, judgimento, grudge, guruji, 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 guruji. Beverage will be bebureji, bebureji. So in each of these words, we say that there is a j sound. It's not necessary that the alphabet will be J. The sound should be J sound, which is produced by this GE in each of these words. So in such cases, when there is a J sound without following a vowel, in that case, the Japanese word will be having G sound. So orange becomes oranji, strange becomes storenji, lounge becomes rounji, judgment becomes judgimento, grudge becomes guruji, and beverage becomes bebureji. With rule number 11, treatment of ek sound. When a foreign word ends in an ek sound, then ki is used in katakana word to end that word. So what does this mean? Let's see some examples. As in cake. So cake will be written as keiki, keiki. So the syllables are k, then an extended vowel, and then ki. So when we pronounce the word, it sounds like keiki. Steak, it's suteki. Steak is suteki. Suteiki. So it becomes suteki. Rake, reiki. Milkshake, mirukuseki, mirukuseki. And this is when we don't use she and we use se as per traditional language. And as we have seen one of the rules in the last lesson that a new sound she has been introduced in modern katakana. So that milkshake becomes miruku shake. So these both the forms are written here. So first one is the traditional form and the second one is the modern form. Then we proceed to rule number 12. When no vowel sound after all other consonants. So this means we have discussed about D, T, that is the sound, ta sound, ja sound, and in rule number 11 we have seen ek sound. So other than these, if there is no vowel after a consonant other than these consonants, then what will happen? That we will see in this rule number 12. The remaining single consonant sounds, when they do not have a vowel sound after them, are generally replaced with the most relevant consonant followed by an u sound. So u vowel is used. Example, glass becomes gurasu. So these syllables are gurasu, gurasu, and when we pronounce it as a word, it becomes gurasu. Class, kurasu. Home, home. Club, kurubu. Pub, pabu. Gym, jimu. So in each of these, you can see that the ending consonant ends with u sound because there is no consonant, if there is no vowel after the consonant. Guras, kuras, home, kurb, pub, gym. Next is rule number 13, treatment of la and ra sounds. Since there is no la or l sound in Japanese, both la and ra sounds in foreign words are replaced with the relevant sound from the rari, rure, ro line in katakana. So this means milk becomes mirku, linen becomes rinan, room becomes romu, Latin becomes raten, Lincoln becomes rinkan, and restaurant becomes resutora. Resutoran. So this becomes restaurant. So you can see here all the L consonants have been replaced with R, and additionally the R remains as R. Next is rule number 14, treatment of C sound. So again, we know that in Japanese we have sa, shi, su, se, so. So this means there is no C sound. So as in foreign words, there are plenty of C sounds. So what we need to do in Japanese is we have to just replace that C with the available shi. There is no C sound in Japanese. These are a few examples. Sink becomes shinku. Seattle becomes shiatoru. Singapore becomes Singapore. Sicily becomes shishiri. Symposium becomes shimuposhiamu. Now in Singapore, one noticeable thing is that we had discussed that if there is a vowel and after that there is an R and it is not followed by a vowel, in that case, we just replace the R with an extended vowel preceding it. But here, since we have an E here, so Singapore becomes Singapore. So we don't replace this R. So it becomes Ru because of the presence of this vowel. Singapore. Then we proceed to the next rule, which is rule number 15, treatment of T and Tu sounds. Since there is no T and Tu sounds in Japanese, we have Ta, Chi, Tsu, Te, To, and the we have from Chi we have the blended sounds Cha, Chu, Cho, and also so these are replaced. Means the Tu and T sounds in the foreign words are replaced with Chi and Chu sounds in katakana. However, in rule number 5, we have seen that in the modern katakana, new sounds T and Tu have been introduced. So we can use either of these two rules. Either we can use T2 or we can use the traditional Chi and Chu. So these are few examples. Tube. So in traditional we can write tube. In modern we can write tube. Tube. YouTube. 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 Tintin. So Tintin will be written as Tantan or it may be written as Tintin. So generally Tintin is not used because Tintin is a slang word that represents the male reproductive organ. So because of that, in formal language, we don't use Tintin in Japanese, but we use Tantan. Tirupati. Tirupati is a famous pilgrimage place in India. So Tirupati becomes Chirupachi, or we can write Tirupati because now in modern katakana we have the T sound. So either Chirupachi or Tirupati. Tubular becomes Chubura in traditional, or in modern we can have Tubula, Tubura, Tubura. So in this way, we can handle the T and Tu sounds or the T and Tu sounds of foreign languages in Japanese. And we have to note that there is no T sound in Japanese. All will be the soft one, T sounds. Rule number 16 is treatment of the soft TH sound, that is Th sound. Since there is no soft Th sound in Japanese, a relevant sound from the Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So line of katakana is chosen as the closest sound. Examples, thank you becomes thank you, bath becomes basu, thyroid becomes thyroido, agata becomes agasa, therapy becomes therapy, and theater becomes shietaru. So as you can see, all the TH, these are the soft TH sound, which is Th sound. These are replaced with one of the sounds from the Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So line. This is Sa, this is Su, this is again Sa, Se, and this is Shi. So theater becomes shietaru. Rule number 17 is the treatment of the hard TH sound, which sounds like the. The hard TH sound in foreign words is similar to the soft D sound. Hence, for the hard TH sound, which gives a sound of the, a relevant sound from the Zaji, Zu, Ze, Zo line of katakana is chosen. So one might wonder that why not the Daji, Zu, Dedo line? That is because the Daji, Zu, Dedo line is used or it is reserved for the hard D sound, that is the D sound of foreign words. Also in modern katakana, D and Do have been introduced similar to T and Tu. So we can use any of these. So some examples, weather becomes ueza, father becomes faza, and leather becomes reza. So this is the traditional way of writing the hard TH sound in Japanese. Ueza, faza, and reza for weather, father, and leather. So this is the most common way of writing words that have this hard TH sound. Next, we have rule number 18, treatment of we, woo, we, wo. We know that there is only wa sound in Japanese. Hence, the sounds we, woo, we, and wo in foreign words are replaced either with a u sound or with a blend of u and another vowel. Examples: waiter becomes ueta, wine becomes wine. So this is an interesting word here. So you can see W is followed by I in English, but since it gives the sound of I in as in wine, so in Japanese word it becomes wine. So the wa consonant sound is applicable here, and it has nothing to do with the V sound here. So as per rule number 1, we have seen that the katakana words are based on the pronunciation and not on the actual spelling. So this is a very good example of that rule. So wine becomes wine, wine. Whiskey, uisuki, uisuki. Since there is EY, so this is an extended sound in English. So that's why whiskey becomes uisuki, uisuki. Wool becomes uru. So here again the same thing. Since there is double O, so this doesn't give a sound of wo, but it gives a sound of wu in English word wool. So in Japanese we write it as uru, uru. West becomes uesuto, uesuto. Woman becomes uman, uman. So it's a long sound here, uman. So this is how we, woo, we, wo are handled. Rule number 19 is short vowel followed by consonant. Foreign words that have a short vowel followed by a consonant will have a double consonant in Japanese version of the word. What does it mean? For example, pet becomes petto. So here you can see the double consonant, and you might remember we have discussed in both hiragana and katakana lessons that for double consonant we write a small tsu and then the full consonant following that for like full consonant for the consonant that needs to be doubled. So pet becomes petto, truck becomes trakku, bed becomes beddo, tip becomes chipu, suck becomes sakku, rocket becomes roketto. Now there is an exception that when there is consonant na or n at the end, then we don't have to follow this rule and it will be a straightforward one, as in pen remains pen, train remains terrain, den remains den, tin becomes chin or tin as per the modern katakana rule that we discussed, and pin, it remains pin. So except for this consonant n, for any other consonant, if that is preceded by a short vowel sound, then this double consonant version of that sound will take effect. Then we have rule number 20, treatment of the ya sound or y sound. The ya sound, except when followed by a, u, or o, is usually replaced with e. With a, u, and o, it becomes ya, you, and yo, respectively, and as applicable. So let's see some examples of this rule. Year, year will be written as ya, ya. You will be written as you. Yellow will be written as iero, iero. And yippee will be written as ippee. So as you can see in these examples that when y is followed by a, u, o, then we can have the ya, yu, yo, because these are the regular sounds present in the katakana or hiragana alphabet chart. However, since yi and ye are not there, so in place of that we use some version of e, and we may either it will be a pure e or it may be a blend kind of thing starting with e and followed by another vowel, as in yellow, that is yellow becomes yero. So that's it, friends. We come to the end of today's lesson. Now that we know all the 20 odd rules, we should be able to frame words in katakana, or we may be able to convert words from foreign language to Japanese katakana.